welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're heading to Prague.
Ah, Prague. Yeah, definitely one of those cities that just pops into your head when you think of beautiful European capitals.
For sure. Cobblestone streets, incredible architecture. It has that reputation.
Yeah.
And we're going to dig into why today.
We've got some good material to work with, some text excerpts called prague.txt, which look pretty detailed.
Yeah, and also YouTube video, Things to Do in Prague, Czech Republic, 2025 4K from Island Hopper TV. Gives us a more, visual, up-to-date feel.
Right. So the plan is to kind of blend these together, pull out the highlights, the history, the culture, the things you really need to know about Prague.
Exactly. Give you the essential Prague lowdown, basically.
So where do we start with a city this rich? History seems like the place.
Agreed. Both sources make it clear Prague's history is long. We're talking 9th century origins.
And it wasn't just a small settlement. It really grew, became a major center for trade and culture.
Location probably helped there. But it became more than that, right? A seat of power.
Definitely. The text mentions kings and emperors. And one name really stands out, especially from the 14th century Emperor Charles IV.
Ah, yes, Charles IV. He seems absolutely central to Prague's story. The city really blossomed under him.
It did. It even became the capital of the Holy Roman Empire.
Wow, okay. That's a huge elevation in status.
Huge. And his influence is still so visible today, particularly in the architecture he commissioned.
Which leads us nicely to the landmarks. You can't talk Prague without talking landmarks.
And Prague Castle is probably top of the list.
The video had that amazing fact. Guinness Book of World Records says it's the largest ancient castle complex in the world.
Over 70,000 square meters. I mean, just try to picture that. It's vast.
Mind-boggling, really. And founded, the video says, way back in the 9th century by a Bohemian prince.
And the text confirms it was the home base for Czech rulers for, over 1,000 years?
Incredible continuity. Imagine the history soaked into those stones, what kept it so important for so long.
Well, its strategic position, definitely, but also its sheer symbolic power. It was Czech power and identity.
And inside that complex, you've got St. Vitus Cathedral.
Ah, yes. A masterpiece of Gothic architecture. Those spires, the stained glass. Just stunning.
The video mentioned it blends Gothic and Romanesque too.
Yeah, reflecting how long it took to build. You can sort of see the layers of history in the building itself.
Now, visiting something so grand sounds like it could be pricey.
Well, the video had a good tip, the outer courtyards and gardens. They're free to just walk around.
Oh, that's good to know.
But if you want to see the interiors, yeah, there are paid circuits, roughly maybe $10 to $40 US, depending on what you want to see.
So options, depending on your budget. And regardless, you get those amazing views.
Oh, definitely. Both sources rave about the panoramic views over the city, the Vltava River. Perfect photo spot.
Looking down from the castle, you can't miss the next icon, Charles Bridge.
Another Charles IV project. 14th century again, linking the Old Town and the Lesser Town.
Crossing the Vltava and those statues.
Right, the text mentions 30 statues of saints lining the bridge. Gives it a really unique, almost spiritual feel.
And the video had that great story, the legend about egg yolks.
Oh yeah, mixed into the mortar to make it stronger.
Apparently towns all over Bohemia sent eggs. It's a fantastic image, isn't it?
It really is. Whether it's totally true or not, it says something about, collective effort and wanting things to last.
And it has lasted. And it's beautiful, especially, they say, at sunrise or sunset.
A real experience, not just a way to cross the river. Okay, so you walk across Charles Bridge and you arrive in...
the Old Town Square, the absolute heart of historic Prague, it feels like.
Totally. Bustling, full of life, surrounded by incredible buildings.
Like the Old Town Hall and that very distinctive tin church with the twin spires. You see it in all the pictures.
You do.
Yeah.
But the main event in the square, let's be honest.
It has to be the astronomical clock.
Exactly. It goes back to the 1400s. The video called it one of the oldest working astronomical clocks in the world.
Such amazing medieval technology.
Yeah.
And the show every hour.
Right. From 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., the video said. The little figures of the 12 apostles pop out, and the skeleton rings the bell.
It's quite something to see. A little piece of history coming alive.
And that myth the video mentioned.
Oh yeah, that if the clock stops working, bad luck will hit Prague.
Adds a bit of mystique, doesn't it? Like the city's fate is tied to this ancient machine.
From the Old Town Square, it's not far to Wenceslas Square.
Right. A different vibe, though. The text points out its more modern historical significance.
Prague Spring 68, the Velvet Revolution 89. Major 20th century events happened there.
And now it's more of a main drag for shopping, restaurants, entertainment, a contrast to the old town's feel.
Prague isn't just those main squares, though. There are distinct areas, like the Jewish quarter, Josefov.
Yes, the text really highlights this area for understanding Prague's Jewish history. You've got the old Jewish cemetery.
And the Spanish synagogue. And the Jewish museum there is supposed to be world-class.
A really poignant and important part of the city's story.
Then for a change of pace, there's Pitrin Hill.
A bit of an escape, yeah. Peaceful, green. The text calls it a retreat.
And it has that tower, the Petrin Lookout Tower.
The video mentioned it was inspired by the Eiffel Tower, built for an exhibition back in 1891.
And the views from the top.
Supposedly amazing. Panoramic city views again, plus lovely gardens to walk through.
Nice. And for something completely different architecturally.
Ah, the dancing house. Or Ginger and Fred.
Very unique looking. The video linked its curvy style to the arrival of democracy in the 90s.
A symbol of new freedom. And apparently there's a restaurant, Ginger and Fred, on the top floor.
More views. Seems like Prague has great views from everywhere.
It does seem that way. And the video also showed that Franz Kafka rotating head.
Oh yeah, that looked really cool. Modern art, very dynamic. Shows the city's still evolving.
Definitely. Prague isn't just a museum piece.
And speaking of culture, it's not just about buildings. There's a big art scene.
Right. The text mentions museums, galleries, theaters, specifically the National Museum on Wenceslas Square. Big collections there.
And venues like the National Theater and the State Opera for performances.
The video added another museum, the Bedřich Smetana Museum for the Czech composer, right by the river.
Oh, nice location. Does it mention cost?
Yeah, about 70 Czech koruna, cheaper for students and seniors, so maybe $3 or so. Pretty accessible.
Good practical info. Which brings us to food. All this exploring must make you hungry.
Oh, absolutely. Time to talk Czech cuisine. The text mentions classics like spichova,
which is like a marinated beef with creamy sauce. And goulash, of course.
And tredlenik, that sweet pastry you see everywhere. The video had a funny pronunciation for it. Tutorolnik? Something like that.
Yeah. Tricky spelling. But the video showed even more food.
Oh, yeah. Dumplings, lots of dumplings. Sauerkraut with sausage and potatoes. Pork knuckle.
Sounds hearty. Roast duck, too. Fried cheese. Lots of comfort food.
Definitely. And soups, often with gravy, apparently. And jelly sometimes. Interesting combinations.
And you can't talk Czech food and drink without mentioning beer. Absolutely central. The video stressed Prague's brewery scene. It's just part of the culture.
The video also gives some good practical tips for visitors. Currency first.
Right, it's the Czech koruna, or CZK. Not the euro, though they might adopt it eventually. About 23-24 koruna to the US dollar was the figure given.
Good to know. And visas.
It's in the Schengen area, so a Schengen visa applies for those who need one.
Best time to go.
The video suggested shoulder season spring or fall. Avoid the main summer heat and crowds. Makes sense.
Getting around town.
Lots of options shown. E-scooters, e-motorbikes. Those look fun, plus boat tours on the river.
Yeah, like little Venice tours, bigger cruises, even water taxis.
And the usual suspects.
Yeah.
Trams and those hop-on, hop-off buses you find in the Old Town Square.
The video also pointed out some quirky things, like that giant water wheel.
Yeah, on Devil's Inlet. Supposedly the largest in Europe, with a little water demon figure. Fun detail.
And the ice pub.
Right, cool down, literally. With drinks served by a robot mixer. Definitely unique. One area the video really emphasized not skipping was Lesser Town.
Yes, Malastrana. The other side of Charles Bridge from the Old Town. It said it has its own distinct feel and lots to see.
And you can take a boat back across the river from there, too.
Yeah, nice scenic option. And Lesser Town is where you find the John Lennon wall.
Ah, with all the constantly changing graffiti art. Very cool symbol.
And for nightlife, the video flagged Wenceslas Square again as one area to check out.
Okay. And one more place mentioned, slightly further up.
Troja Castle Chateau looked beautiful.
Yeah.
Gardens, architecture, sometimes food stalls there too, apparently. Worth exploring if you have time.
So wrapping this up, Prague really seems to pack a punch.
It really does. You've got this incredible depth of history side by side with a vibrant living culture, and it's just undeniably beautiful.
From the huge scale of the castle down to the little details like that water wheel or the linen wall, there's just so much to discover.
It's a city that seems to manage that balance, holding on to its past while still feeling very present and alive.
Yeah, makes you think, doesn't it? How does a city carry centuries of history, some of it quite turbulent, and still feel so dynamic today?
And what can we maybe learn from a place like that that's constantly adapted and endured? Something to ponder, whether you get to visit or just keep exploring Prague from afar.